welcome back to my channel. I am Becca Jo, aka the Makeup Tax Lady. Today we are starting another makeup diary series. I'm not sure, again, just how many clips I'll be able to fit into this video, so I'll put that number right up here. But here we are. Today is day one, and here is my look for day one. To be completely honest with you guys, I was not planning to do any sort of filming this morning. I just wanted to kind of get myself going and head into the office, but I put this eye look on and it's nothing revolutionary, but it just excited me. And I was like, you know what? The people get excited with me on things like this. So let me just share with you all what I wore today on my face. I started off by using my Bobbi Brown under eye corrector. This is the shade Light Bisque. You can see that I have pan in this product. This is very nice on my under eyes. Next, I'm wearing my Clinique Even Better foundation. This is the shade Cream Whip, and this is a fabulous foundation. My skin really likes it and it looks so skin-like. I've got my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is the shade Light Peach. I have to look at it every time, even though it's always been the same shade. I set my entire base down with Sydney Grace Cloud 9 Translucent Setting Powder. I'm using blush and bronzer from my Sydney Grace Luminous Light palette. This is the Light palette. I have bronzer in Starlight and blush in Starstruck on my cheeks. In my brows, I have Sydney Grace Clear Stronghold Brow Gel. And my eyeshadow primer is About Face Shadow Fix, which gets us to what is on my eyes today, and that is Ensley Rain Flower Moon. This is the original palette. Do not have the updated version. I love this palette so much. The color story, the formulas, it makes me so happy. And of course you can see the shirt that I'm wearing today has these cute little giraffes on it, but because of this like olivey green, I thought that Flower Moon would pair well with this shirt today. So I'm wearing the shade Lush kind of on my outer corner and then blend it out through my crease. I have budding just a little bit more closely in the outer portion of my eye. And I have Primrose gently laid down across the entire lid. And again, it's a simple look, but when I put these shades on my eyes, it just excited me. For mascara, I have my Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara, and on my lips is Sydney Grace Lip Cream in the shade Mary. Quick and easy, here was look one, day one for this new makeup diary series. Let's move along to day two. Hello, day two. Welcome back to day two, although you haven't gone anywhere, but I am coming back here for day two. On my face today, I started with my Bobbi Brown corrector. This is in the shade Light Bisque. I combined two face products today, my No. 7 Hydroluminous Skin Perfector Tinted Moisturizer and my Clinique Even Better in Cream Whip, and then this is in the shade Light. I don't think I mentioned in day one, but I recently completely used up a bottle of this just to show you how much I really like this foundation, my favorite foundation. But I felt like I could use just a tad bit of extra moisture in my skin this morning, so went into the Hydroluminous to combine, add a little moisture, but still have the beautiful skin finish. And I wanted a little more coverage than just the No. 7 product provides. This one's very sheer. For my concealer, I went in with Bobbi Brown Liquid Concealer. This is the shade Porcelain. This is a beautiful concealer. I don't feel like people talk about this. Maybe I'm missing it. I think it's been on the market for some time, so it's not new and exciting, but this is the first bottle of it that I've had, and it is very nice. It has some coverage, it stays in place, it looks very skin-like. I would recommend. My bronzer, I went in with my Sydney Grace Cream Bronzer. This is the shade Bon Bon. I had set my face with my Sydney Grace Cloud 9 Translucent Setting Powder. I use this every day. We are getting to the bottom, but there's still product left. I used Sydney Grace Brow Gel and About Face Eyeshadow Primer. For this very simple two shadow look today, I used two different palettes, which feels excessive, but one palette had the one shade I wanted and the other palette had the other shade I wanted. I like kind of had an idea in mind of what I wanted my eyeshadow to be. I started off in my Ensley Rain Cosmic Dreamer palette. I was wanting like a chocolatey matte brown, so I dipped into this shade here. This is the shade Spacey, and I just wanted an all matte look today, so I used Spacey on the outer portion of my eyes. And for all over the lid, I went into Groovy Garden and used Mystic Mauve and just like packed that over my lid. I don't have any shimmer, any sparkle today. All matte look using the beautiful mattes from Ensley Rain. For my blush, I actually put this blush on before I did my eyes today. This is Sydney Grace Cream Blush in the shade Strawberry Cheesecake. And this is a beautiful blush, but as you can see, it's a little bit pinkier, a little bit more berry than the lid shade that I went with. So wasn't upset with that, but to top it, I went in with my Give Me Glow blush. This is Ginger Spice, and this is just a beautiful brownie neutral blush. So I just topped the cream blush with this one, and I feel like it's very complimentary to what is on the eyes while not being matchy-matchy. I used my Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara, and on my lips today, Sydney Grace Lip Cream in the shade Mary. So here is look number 2, day number 2. Let's move along to day 3. Hello friends, welcome back to day 3. Here is day 3, look 3 for this episode of Makeup Diary series. I'm getting in the habit here and using a lot of the same products. So that includes my Bobbi Brown Under Eye Corrector in the shade Light Bisque, my Clinique Even Better Foundation, my Bobbi Brown Concealer. Everything is set with my Sydney Grace Cloud 9 Translucent Setting Powder. In my brows, I have Sydney Grace Clear Strong Brow Gel and About Face Eyeshadow Primer. Okay, I think here maybe I changed things up a little bit. This is my Lorac bronzer in the shade Sundays. I wanted something that was on the warmer side. For my blush, I went into this palette of mostly Sydney Grace blushes, highlighters, and a bronzer. I used this blush in the shade Daydream, and then I topped it with this blush in the shade Summer Love. So that is what is on my cheeks. I wanted a really quick and simple eye today, and I like the way that this turned out, although the shimmer shade on my lids, I don't think I gave it justice. So mostly what I'm wearing is the Ensley Rain Hunter Moon palette. I dipped into this beautiful orange shade called Tombstone, and I just put this all over my lids. It's such a beautiful shade, but it shears out really nicely, so that's kind of how I have it on my lids, is even more sheared out than that, I would say. So it's pretty, and I don't know that the camera will pick it up, but it's definitely not bold and impactful. So it's perfect for what I wanted today, but it's such a pretty shade, and I feel like you don't see all of that in the way that I wore it today. I've been craving this like green shade down here, which is, this is the shade Hibernate, but it's like the same color as my nail polish. This is a Sydney Grace nail polish. 4-Leaf Clover, I believe is the name of it. So I used this as my shadow liner. And then initially I just like blended out that shimmer shade with a really fluffy brush. But then I decided I wanted a little splash of a matte to put that kind of in my crease, very fluffed out. So I went into my Ensley Rain Flower Moon palette and dipped into the shade Peony. For mascara, I have my Ilia Limitless Lash, and my lip is Sydney Grace Lip Cream in the shade Mary, because I get so much more use out of this than I thought I would. Okay, I think that is everything for today and everything for this video. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. If you enjoyed it, I'd love it if you'd give it a like. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, please include those in the comment section below. And if you are new to my channel, I'd love it if you'd consider becoming a subscriber. I have been enjoying doing these Makeup Diary series, and I know that this one was kind of quick, fast-paced, but that's, you know, real life. And I still think it's fun to see what products people are reaching for on a regular basis. So thank you once again for joining me for today's video, and I hope to see you in the next one.